Hello guys, welcome to another video in the coding series. It's called pairs of songs with total durations divisible by 60. So we are given a list of songs that has a duration of time of 5 seconds. We have to return the number of pairs of songs for which the total duration in seconds is divisible by 60. So let's understand this with the help of an example. So time is an array. So let's consider what are the matching pairs in this. So 30 is the first element and 30 mod 60 gives 30, and consider 150 along with it. 150 mod 60 is also going to give 30. So 30 plus 30 will be divisible by 60, right? See, 30 plus 150 is 180. 180 mod 60 is 0. Or think of it in other way. 30 mod 60 is 30 and 150 mod 60 is 30. 30 plus 30 are matching pairs, right? So that's why they are a matching pair and they'll be added to the count that we'll store and finally return. Consider another pair. 20 and 40 are another pair because 20 plus 40 is 60. 60 mod 60 is 0. And consider 20 and 100. 100 plus 20 is 120. 120 mod 60 is also 0. So they are also matching pairs. Or think of it in another way. 20 mod 60 is 20. 100 mod 60 is 40. So 20 plus 40 give 60, and that's why they are also matching pairs. You can think of it like this also. And let's see another example. So 60, 60, 60. 60 mod 60 is 0. 60 mod 60 is 0. 60 mod 60 is 0. So 0 and 0 are matching pairs. So in the case of 0, 0 will be a matching pair of 0. Or you can think in another way. 60 plus 60 is 120. So 120 mod 60 is 0. That means 120 is completely divisible by 60. That's why these are matching pairs. So there are going to be 3 matching pairs for this. So let's move on to the logic of the code. So let's start with the logic of the code. I will take my time array to be 60, 30, 20, 150, 150, 100, 40, 60, 60, just for explanation. So first I'm going to create a map. So let me call the map as M, and I'm going to store the values one by one. I'm going to store the modulo values. So iterating over the first element, 60 mod 60 is just 0. So I'm going to store 0 in my map, and it has occurred only once till now. So I'm going to store the number of occurrences of it, which is 1. Next I'm going to pass over to the next element. So it is 30. Now 30 mod 60 is 30 only. So I'm going to store 30 in my map, and it has also occurred once only. Now I go forward to my next element, which is 20. So now 20 mod 60 is 20. So 20 has also never before occurred in the map. So I store 20 and I'm going to store its occurrences as 1. Now what happens next is 150. So 150 mod 60 will be 30 because 60 into 2 is 120 and 30 will be left as a reminder. So now 30 has already occurred in the map. So I have found my matching pair. So whenever I find my matching pair, I am going to increase my count variable. So now count was 0 initially. So now count plus plus becomes 1. So count's value becomes 1 now. Okay. And I am going to increase the number of occurrences of 30 in my map. So 30 was 1. So now 30 will become 2 because it has occurred 2 times, right? Now I am going to move forward to my next element. So my count has become 1 now, and I'll move forward to the next element. My next element is again 150. So 150 mod 60, it is again 30. So now 30 is occurring again. But now see what happens is, this 30 is a matching pair for both 150 as well as the already occurred 30. 30 is a matching pair for both. So my count should increase by this value, right? So my count should increase by 2. So 1 plus 2, count should become 3. So whenever I am increasing count, I will increase it by it second, where it will be the iterator. That means the map is going to have key and values, right? So I am going to increase by this values. Okay. So here it is 2. So count will increase by 2 times, and now count will become 3. So I have to remember not to just do count plus plus. I have to increase count by it plus second. Okay. So count will increase by it plus second. So this will be my code. Count plus is equal to it second, where it is the iterator of the map, and it will find the values that are already there in the map that have to match with this. Okay, now I move forward. It will be clear when we write the code if it is not clear right now. So my count has become 3, so I'll write it clearly. Now I'll move forward to the next element, and by the way I have to increase my count also. So 30 has occurred 3 times now. It had already occurred 2 times and I have to increase the count also. Now I move forward to my next element. So my next element is 100. So 100 mod 60 is 40. So 40 has found a matching pair in 20, which is already there in the map, right? So 40 has found a matching pair, so because of which I will increase my count by this value. So 20 is just 1, so I have to just increase count by 1, so count will become 4 now. Okay, and I have to also store 40 in the map because 40 is already not there in the map. So 40 will come in the map. So 40 has occurred once only. So this will be it, and we will move forward. Now when we look forward, we again have the element 40, right? So now 40 had already occurred in the map, and 40 has found another of its matching pair in the map, right? 20 had already occurred, so count should increase by 1s because 1 is the value of matching pair of 40, right? And the number of occurrences of 40 should also increase, so 40 will become 2, and it has found its matching pair, which is 20. So that's why count has also increased and become 5. Now I move forward. My next element will be 60. So 60 mod 60 is 0. So 60 mod 60 is 0. That means I have to just see if 0 has occurred before. So 0 has occurred before in the map. So first I'll have to increase the occurrences of 0. So 0 has become 2. But before doing this, I'll have to increase count. So count will increase and count will become 6 now. And moving forward to the last element. So I'll make 0 as 2. And now moving forward to the last element, I'll just move forward. So 60 mod 60 is again 0. So 60 mod 60 is 0. So 0 should had already occurred in the map, and it had occurred 2 times. So count will increment by 2 times and count will become 8. So this will be our final count. Now I'll also have to increase 0 by 1 because 0 has occurred again, so 0 will become 3. So this will be our final map, and this will be our final count, which is what we will have to return. So let's start coding this. So the first thing that I have to do is I have to create a map. So I'll create a map and I'll call it M. After this, I will create an iterator for the map that's going to search my matching pairs. So created an iterator for the map, and then I'll declare a count variable that is going to be returned. Okay, so after this I will start iterating over the time vector. So time dot size, while I is less than time dot size I plus plus. So basically this loop will iterate over the time vector. So first thing that I have to check is I have to check if matching pairs are going to be found. So for that, first I'm going to declare a variable. I'm just calling it r for random variable. So int r is equal to time I modulo 60. First I have to take modulo of the element, then I have to search if these exist. So for searching, so this iterator I'll declare it as m dot find 60 minus r, and if it not equal to m dot end, that means it has not reached the end of the map, that means the matching pair has been found. So if matching pair is found, then count plus will be equal to it second. So this case is all well and good, and this case works except for the cases when r is equal to 0. If r is 0, the matching element will not be 60 minus 0. Matching element will instead be just 0 only. So for this case, consider this case where 60, 60, 60 are the elements. So 60 mod 60 will give 0, 60 mod 60 will again give 0. So then 0 only will be their matching elements, not 60 minus 0. So if r is equal to 0, in that case, what we'll have to do is it will be m dot find 0 only, and then we can just copy the same code and we can move ahead. So this is done, and moving ahead. Now what we'll have to do is we'll have to just insert the elements. Okay, so for the first time we'll have to just insert the elements. So m dot insert r and 1. This we will have to do for the first time. That means if, so I'll just declare it is equal to m dot find r, and if it is not equal to m dot end, that means it has already found the elements. In that case, I will just increase the number of occurrences of that element. Otherwise, I will insert these elements for the first time. So it will just be m dot insert r comma 1, that is inserting the elements for the first time. Now I'll have to return back count to this function. So return count, and let's run the code and see. So it's working. I'll just submit and see if it's working. So yes, it's working. I'll just zoom out a bit so that the entire code is visible.